Hope this works.
What if it doesn't? Should we just talk about vampires instead? Willkommen, der shall be der not wissen.
It's at a SlashU. Here we are.
We are the SlashU.
Oh my goodness. Here for another week.
I hope you can bear with me today, Andy.
I can bear with you anytime, my big bear.
Bear you. Bear
big
you.
bear.
Where we just talk about big gay men.
Bears. Welcome to SlashU.
I am Nick.
I am Andy.
And we are your hosts for this lovely hour.
Or so.
You're going to be listening to our voices. And again, I go back to people maybe like maybe just listening to us, maybe working on the car, maybe working on the motorcycle, maybe just working.
Yeah.
But like, what if people are like what if someone's touching a boob?
Turn on SlashU so we can make out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
we can only hope.
I really feel spacey today, Andy. I'm sorry if this might not be my greatest episode.
No, that's ridiculous.
I'm telling you, man.
You're going to be fine.
I feel like there's butterflies in my head.
We just reformatted the SD card that this is recording on. I'm praying to every available God out there to make sure this is recording.
Dear spaghetti marinara.
Yeah. To every available spiritual entity, help this thing record correctly. Anyway, why do you feel spacey?
I don't know why, man. There's
been a long week.
Long week, a lot of things happening.
Mm-hmm.
Just life, man.
Yeah.
And it's weird. Like, I don't know what sniffing Ajax or Comet or anything is like, but I feel like I might have sniffed some bath cleaners.
Cleaning supplies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can happen.
I wonder what
were you working on your motorcycle without proper ventilation?
No. No. I mean, I just feel like feel like out of it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if my jokes are gonna land.
They never do. It's fine.
That makes me feel better.
Right.
But I'm excited.
Yes.
Still a lot on my mind as we continue with Murder Cabin, as we continue with SlashU, as we continue with everything that's happening.
There's so many exciting things. This is episode 142. Of SlashU, 142. And last week, episode 141, when we did Tom Hanks's movie debut, He Knows You're Alone.
Sure.
What that was called, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Killer Knows You're Alone. Remember, you couldn't remember the name of it?
See,
yeah.
I was spacey last week, too.
He's watching you. That's what it was called. No, it was He Knows You're Alone. We've obviously, for a while now, put up the audio on YouTube.
Yeah.
Audio only.
Yeah.
We'll get some cameras. Eventually, we're going to play around with that. Cameras cost money, so that's just really the holdback, and then you got to edit it and all that jazz. But my point, we've done audio only on the YouTube channel. For whatever reason, last week has like over 1,000 views.
There are bots. There's no way.
I don't know, and I don't care. I mean, views are views, I think, but that's the first and only video or audio version of our podcast on YouTube that's gotten that much attention.
We'll see what happens with this one.
Even if they're just playing it for 10 seconds, I don't know, or 45 seconds, whatever it is to count as a view, it's happened over 1,000 times.
God, that'd be so. If we get like 1,000 more views, if we get 2,000 views, I'm quitting my job.
That's a little hasty.
No,
sir.
because then we can start getting advertising, and then we can start making the big bucks, man.
I don't think
I could start walking into restaurants going, "Sorry, we're full. I'm Nick Bankhead."
Do you know who I am?
Sorry, Mr. Bankhead.
We're so sorry, sir.
Paparazzi.
We only recognized your voice.
Be paparazzi out on my sidewalk. Hey, look, it's Nick from SlashU. Mr. Bankhead, Mr. Bankhead.
Well, that's the dream, friend. But so this is episode 142. And we're doing another movie, just like we always do. We're doing
it this time. We're doing it while wearing pants.
Yeah, we've decided to wear pants. Maybe that'll cut down on the views.
But that's what's going to suck if we do YouTube. We're not going to be able to. I mean, I guess we could do those ones where we're not wearing pants and we could post on OnlyFans, but
just keep the camera up high. I'm not sure. Yeah,
I'm going to miss those days.
Well, had to end sometime, like all good things.
All good things must come. I hate that. That real quick. That saying really bums me out.
It's depressing.
It really fucking is.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you there.
Like it's all depressing. All things come to an end.
All things, yeah.
But when they say good things, it's like,
oh man, why? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so lame.
It's like until death do you part. It's like, so when we're dead, we're no longer together.
Correct. As
So
far as we
I'm
know.
single.
As far as we
once I
know.
die.
Yeah.
Until death do you part.
I saw a funny meme that was like like a couple that had recently died and they were ghosts. And they're like, well, I guess we're single now. And the male ghost is saying to the female ghost, like, do you want to go grab a coffee? And she's all like, oh, he still likes me, you know. So they just start over again in the afterlife.
Nerd.
It's a cute, wholesome meme.
As we used to say back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Gay.
Oh, happy Pride, everybody. Here at SlashU.
Happy Pride. No, seriously.
Yeah, you can laugh at that kind of thing because you don't have any hatred in your heart.
No, it's just, it still brings up the funny point when you say the F word, but the South Park episode where it's like, no, we're not using that word. It's like, do you ride motorcycles at night and really play, rev the engine loud to make yourself look cool?
Yeah.
No? Well, then you're not F.
You're not an F. Yeah.
It's funny.
And the guys are like, this is making a lot of sense. I think that's so funny.
Well, let's just get into.
are.
I have a lot to talk about in this movie.
Okay.
We have the most fun facts I think out of 141 episodes that we've done.
Yeah.
I think this is the most. This is also we had Tom Hanks last week. This is Ashlyn Gear's movie debut as well.
Okay.
Movie debut as far as saying that this is a film where clothes aren't coming off.
Oh, I see.
She actually she went by I forget her. She's actually credited as Ashlyn Gear in this movie, but her name was Kim McCanny or McCarney, I think.
Okay.
McCammy.
I'm going through the IMDb cast list. Right
So let's just get into it. From 1986, 1 hour 31 minutes.
Evil Laugh.
Evil Laugh.
Yeah, directed by Dominic Braccia.
Dominic Braccia. Fun fact: Friday the 13th, Part 5. A New Beginning. It's not Jason who does the killing. It's an ambulance driver.
Right.
This ambulance driver, we find out, spoilers, whatever. He's going
For a
on
40-year-old movie or whatever. Yeah.
He's going on this killing spree because his son was killed at this like asylum for kids, like bad kids, that have to still go to school.
Oh, okay.
So this fat kid is, kind of a nuisance and, bothers everyone. One of the bad kids there hacks him up.
Ooh.
And so the ambulance driver comes there and he has to carry off his dead son. So then he goes crazy. So the fat kid is
Dominic Braccia.
Yeah.
You mentioned this last week.
Yeah, he's also the writer of this film, and he also wrote it with Stephen Bayos in this movie, whose brother is Scott Baio.
No kidding.
They both are MAGA fucknuts. They really are. I'm not saying. I'm not saying. And he's in this movie. This is the only thing he really did.
Yeah.
He looks just like his brother and sounds like him in this movie. I don't know if you're a Scott Baio fan like I am.
I think. Yeah.
It's
Charles in Charge?
Charles in Charge, yeah. So this is his brother. Also, the girl who played Tina in this movie, Jodie Gibson, one of the most famous Hollywood madames there was. She had a stable of over 300 women.
Wow.
Dignitaries, movie stars. Bruce Willis even admitted to using her a couple times.
All right.
To where she, like I said, was convicted and did a little jail time.
Yeah.
But unfortunately passed away in 2022.
She became known as Sasha, the Hollywood super madam.
Yeah. And
this was her only acting.
Yes. Role. And what's funny is that Ashlyn Gear refused to do. There's a shower scene with her at the end of this movie. She refused to go topless, which is kind of funny because like a year later, she's going to the boys' room and, swank, swank, she's doing adult films.
Oh, really?
Ashlyn Gear was a very famous
adult. So the scene at the end of the movie where there is a topless woman taking a shower is not her?
No.
Interesting. Look at all these factoids.
It is crazy.
Courtesy
how much...
of SlashU, where we educate you on these cheesy, campy, sometimes forgotten slasher movies.
Especially if it has to do with boobs.
Yeah, we'll definitely mention it. Right.
So there again, we'll bring this up and keep going back because there are a lot of references to this movie that kind of happen. I mean, the director again was probably this is coming off. This was '86. Friday the 13 Part 5 was like right around that time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the date in front of me, but it's just interesting. But
They mentioned Friday the 13th a lot.
well, that's
in this movie.
Yeah, and I mean, he in the very beginning when we meet one of the actors, Barney, he is reading a
Fangoria magazine
that is featuring Friday the
There
13th
you
Part
go.
5.
Yeah.
So obviously this is a little bit. I think it's seriously like a year or two after.
That's hilarious.
It is some fun stuff. So this movie is like the 80s. This movie is more 80s than the actual 80s were.
This movie's a parody of the 80s.
This I seriously.
Yeah.
Like if a Rubik's Cube and fucking cocaine fucked and had a baby and wanted to watch a movie, this would be this movie.
Yeah. A Rubik's Cube and cocaine. Can't get much more 80s than that. Maybe the smiley face, have a nice day. Is
That's
that the
70s.
Oh.
Max Headroom.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rubik's Cube. Give me some cocaine. Yeah.
And listen to
Yeah.
and watch MTV.
And Ronald Reagan in there somehow.
Yes.
Because of the Bayo brothers. So,
Scott, I mean, seriously, I looked up a Twitter of his, man, and he like
yeah,
he
he's
fucking hate like I mean
he's pretty right.
well
Pretty
Scott definitely
on the right.
is.
Yeah.
Like Scott's one of their most famous fucking like you think about the Republican Party about who they have like and how different it's gotten lately, and their celebrities like everyone's like we got
Not
somebody-
a lot.
Scott Baio,
You're right.
Dean Cain,
Okay. So just list some celebrities that aren't
Kirstie
working
Alley.
that aren't working anymore.
the chick who played Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, Sarah Michelle Gellar.
No,
The other one.
the movie one.
The older one.
Yeah.
Republican?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's just it's like
So does
Dean
that tell
Cain.
you about the
Chuck Norris.
there you go. Yeah, so those folks in Hollywood, they're all about inclusivity. Unless your opinions match ours, then you can't work here. So
Oh, it's just
Nice.
funny. I mean, so anyway, let's get into some come. Just kidding. Let's get into some Cliff Kill little notes, Andy. Brought
Okay.
to you by the music of Sugar Ray.
Woo!
If you want to listen to some fun music or be called a nerd, why don't you grab a cassette tape and put on some Sugar Ray?
Ooh.
And now, come on, Andy, bring us some of those Cliff Kill notes.
Thank you, music of Sugar Ray. Mark McGrath, sign my boobs. The Cliff Kill Notes, a brief summary of the movie, so that you can follow along with us. This one's available on a lot of free platforms. I watched it on Tubi. A group of medical students promised to help their friend Jerry fix up an old children's foster home that he's looking to renovate and bring back to life. So they all get together for a weekend of work and play at the spooky old house. But it turns out that 10 years ago, the old foster home had to close because of a mass murder that took place. And the rumors are the murderer still might be lurking close by. In stereotypical 80s slasher fashion, our horny young students pair off and inevitably start to get killed by someone who has an evil laugh whenever they strike. So are the rumors true? Has the killer from 10 years ago returned? We'll find out today on SlashU.
Isn't it cool that the name of the movie is Evil Laugh, and the first character we meet is Mr. Burns?
Excellent.
Yeah.
You're right. Roger Burns is the realtor.
The realtor is the first one we meet in the opening scene.
Yeah.
The realtor, Mr. Burns, who I just call him, because I mean, I just kind of thought it was maybe that's where Matt Groening decided to kind of put this together. Maybe what if Matt Groening is a huge Evil Laugh fan? Like he's got posters.
He loves the movie.
Yeah,
Blu-ray, DVD.
He tried to start a Evil Laugh convention, but it never worked out.
Never worked out.
He had Stephen Baio on board.
Wanted to write a sequel.
Stephen Baio would do anything right now.
We have a decently large cast here. Ensemble cast. Several characters to kind of keep track of.
Not really. I don't think so.
More so than a lot of the movies we've done in recent memory.
It's weird. There was some where I kind of feel like this is a group of kids and we kind of know who they are.
Well, we do. Yeah.
Especially because of what they represent.
They fit
the
some stereotypes. Yeah.
So that's kind of like an easy way to say the nerd, the jocks.
Yeah. I was just thinking back to like the last several episodes, and then we had the tournament. We haven't really covered a movie with this many people, in my opinion, in a little while.
Sometimes I get we had that one movie, and I hate it when
It's okay.
Listeners are like, "What movie are they talking about?" But it was that one where all the kids are partying and a killer's coming by. It was a Halloween movie. Oh, I remember the chick that came back, the bloody murder.
Bloody murder.
They celebrate the
Yeah, was it Urban Legend?
No. They celebrate the day of this lady's death, Mary or something. But there was like 1,000 characters in that movie.
Yeah, was that Hello Mary Lou Part 2 or whatever? No, I have the whole database open in front of me, and it was
the one where they.
Yeah.
People really love this part of the podcast.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sure.
Laid to Rest, Sightseers, Laid to Rest 2, Behind the Mask, Urban Legend, Fanatic, The Last Horror Film, He Knows You're Alone. Those are our last several movies.
It was a celebration. It was like around Halloween night. These people would party.
Hayride,
and they would go to her gravesite.
Bloody Moon, maybe.
And they would go to her site, and it was like they would go crazy.
Yeah, I remember what you're talking about.
That was a lot of characters.
About she was you're like menstruating, and that was why she went off and killed. Yeah, she had like a disease that or a syndrome or something. I think that's Bloody Moon. Anyway,
so
like it had a lot of characters. You're right.
I just looked up menstruating killer movie slasher. But we're not going to go there.
No.
Anyway, what I'm getting at though is that one had a lot of people, and I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is just kind of what our opening scene, Andy, is Mr. Burns kind of walking up to this house, and there's a lot of spray paint on the walls, the door, the real estate sign that simply say "Stay away." Right when we get to the opening, Andy, we know that this house might have some nefarious background to it.
Yeah, I would agree. And Mr. Burns, of course, is like, those damn kids, you know.
Yeah, it's probably, like kids go smoke pot and then spray paint, stay away.
Right. Suddenly, a delivery guy shows up, scares Mr. Burns. He's pretty high strung. He's like, "What are you doing here?" And he's like, "I brought the food that the new tenants ordered. Just take it inside."
Yeah, he's like the Pauly Shore of an 80s slasher movie. He's like
the delivery kid. Hey man, I got.
He's dropping off a box of weird meats.
Yeah,
hence the nickname for my penis.
Box of weird meats.
Box
or just
of weird meats. Weird meats. No, but it is. I mean, come on. Let's. I mean, I'm joking around, but like it is.
It's like Rocky Mountain oysters and
liver, monkey
hearts,
brains, fucking
weird stuff.
Swan dick. I mean, I don't know. Like,
yeah, I didn't even know they had dicks, but apparently they do, and shaped like a corkscrew. They're in this box. So Mr. Burns says, go put it in the kitchen, but don't you steal anything. I'm gonna know if you steal anything in this house.
Yeah.
And the delivery kid goes and he's leaving the stuff in the kitchen, and he like yells to Mr. Burns from the kitchen, like, "Hey, my boss wanted to let you know we didn't have some of the stuff you ordered." And then like that guy apparently disappears. We didn't see him get nabbed or anything.
Well, I mean, who?
This delivery kid.
Yeah, I know, but he's talking to the
kid.
Because Jerry pulls up.
Jerry
pulls up in his hot rod, typical, like, just got finished doing a bump. He's got his, risky business sunglasses on.
He's got the sport coat with the sleeves rolled
up.
up.
And Mr. Burns excited because he's really thinking this might be the house. He finally might be able to sell this damn house.
This cursed house. Jerry's fresh off Miami Vice.
Yeah. Andy was bringing up, like, that's where Jerry would do. So,
yeah.
Delivery boy's talking to Noah, and he's just like, "Hey, dude, I couldn't get any weird meats. So,
right.
I couldn't get any swan dick. So I just got you.
Got you some spam instead.
I just got you some extra spam." So when they finally do, Andy, you're right. When Jerry and Mr. Burns come in, the delivery boy is gone.
He's gone.
Yeah.
But like, we never saw him get grabbed or anything.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna spoil this. We should spoil the whole movie, but the delivery boy has been taken.
Yeah.
By the killer.
We
just didn't see it.
And I want to get back to this too. I didn't know the '80s was such a decade of weird meats. Like I thought it was. Like I thought it was about like aerobics and Rubik's cubes and cocaine. When the fuck did it become about monkey brains and swan dick and fucking?
We come to learn that Jerry is not only a medical student. He's like a high-end chef. He it's a hobby of his. He cooks very elaborate foods.
I watched it 6 times. I did not get that.
Oh, well, his friends mentioned it later.
Okay.
But Jerry likes to cook complicated dishes, and that's why he's ordered all these fancy-ass meats.
I would not have a fun time at that house.
No.
Could you imagine just going up to help your buddy clean a house, no partying, maybe get to see some boobs, and eating monkey brains? Fucking awesome.
Yeah, man, just cook some brats or something.
And maybe get a couple fucking beers for your guests,
Right, we're here to clean. Order pizza for us, for God's sake. I don't need fucking Oysters Rockefeller or whatever.
Domino's was around in the 80s.
Yeah.
Jerry, you're a dick. Anyway,
So
it's
Jerry is also in the kitchen. This is why we noticed the delivery guy's not there. 'Cause Jerry's looking through the box of stuff, and he's like, oh, man, where's the liver? I ordered liver. And somebody comes into the kitchen.
POV, yeah.
It's a POV thing. Jerry turns around and like recognizes the person, or he doesn't acknowledge like, who are you? He's just like, hey, I think he thinks this is the delivery guy.
I agree.
And he's like, why didn't you bring the shit that I ordered? You know, and what's going on? And this person stabs Jerry.
Yeah, dead.
He's
liver,
our first kill.
Heart, evil laugh. I thought it was cool. Like, this is when I knew it was cool. Like, because he was saying, where's the liver? Even though it's not a liver. He pulls out his heart and pulls it in a bowl.
Cuts out Jerry's heart.
I was pretty stoked on that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm not going to hate on this movie. Like, I was... I know we usually said at the beginning.
Yeah.
I was even stoked on the second watch. I mean, like I
liked it.
I did too.
I liked it a
mean,
lot.
For most people could, you know, I think that, you know, like, you know, I know we can get hectic. Like, I fucking hate final exam, but when I saw that, I was like, that's cool.
Oh yeah.
All right, 86.
I wonder what they used.
I did a fucking line, and I fucking continued watching.
I wonder what they used. Like, it's not an actual human heart that
Swan
they're putting
dick.
in the bowl, but they're
swan
using some kind of bloody looking hunk of meat in this bowl.
A whoopee cushion.
Supposed
they
to be.
They half blew up a whoopee cushion and threw it in some fucking...
Put it in some blood and some beet juice.
So this is when we get the opening music.
It's a cold open. Yeah, we get our credits.
And this, Andy, just so everyone
Great
knows,
stereotypical 80s music here.
it's the only song played throughout the...
I'm overworked.
Let the students enjoy. So that's pretty much the only song that plays throughout the fucking movie.
A lady named Heather Alcantar is credited with vocals in the music department on this movie.
Can you spell her name?
Yeah, I can.
How do you spell
Heather
her
Alcantar, Alcantar. I searched Spotify for her. I searched a couple places. These songs are not available. They weren't mainstream.
She's the vice president of sales for Arizona Southern California United Healthcare.
Good for her. You sure it might not be a different Heather Alcantar?
No, but Andy, that's so rad that you brought it up because I have a question. I Shazammed it. Nothing, obviously.
Nothing, yeah.
So can we just fucking play it and no one's going to say anything?
I don't know. Is it license free?
Heather's going to call us up and go, I was listening to SlashU. Hold on, I got to get back to Wendy's.
Yeah, if one of our 30 listeners were to somehow contact the...
Heather's my mom.
Yeah.
Heather's my aunt. If your aunt is Heather Alcantar, please hit us up at SlashU and let us know. Anyway.
Well, that song plays throughout the whole credits. Yeah.
So we get to our three hunks. Well, I don't know if you call them hunks, Andy, but we get to our three. We you know the two hunks and a horror movie nerd.
2.5 hunks.
2.5 hunks. That's a
great. It's a show on CBS. Yeah. Chuck Lorre produced it.
No, it's a gay porn. Instead of 2.5 minutes, 2.5 hunks.
2.5.
2.5 chunks. That's a bear one. Bear porn.
I knew you would go this direction because we meet Johnny, Mark, and Barney.
Johnny is Stephen Baio. He's kind of like our New Jersey guy. Yep. Mark is our luscious blonde.
Young Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, great call.
Yeah, he's ripped, man.
That is a great call. And
I didn't know that they did this, but they superimposed Mark's face on my body. Like, that's the way I look.
These guys are buff.
They are buff guys, yes.
I mean, seriously, like, except for Barney. So they're all trying to fix a tire. They're on their way to the house. And so it really is just kind of a fun way to introduce everyone. Yeah. But before they get back on the road, Johnny, our New Jersey doctor, Scott Baio's brother, has to take a piss. So again, we brought this up in Phil's and 4. Let me walk 6 miles away to take a piss.
Half a mile that way to take a leak.
If I'm with dudes, I'll literally just turn around and piss while I'm still talking to you.
I'm going to walk over here and pee, still within earshot.
I will still talk to you while I'm pissing if I'm with you. Number 2 is different. I mean, that's private.
Totally different. Or if there's ladies present.
Yes.
But Johnny walks a football field at least away.
6 miles.
To go pee. And he ends up pissing down a hill on like a random couple of people who are laying out in the sun.
Yeah, and he doesn't see him. He's sitting there like
see him?
They're literally under his dick. And he doesn't see him, and he's just looking around. They're like, "Oh, it's raining!" Like because it's this biker guy's laying with his girlfriend, and so it's a really needless scene. Except if you if you like piss fetish, if you have a piss fetish, you'll love it.
Yeah, this is hot.
Yeah.
Well, the
This is your
biker
scene.
guy's like,
Grab
I'm
some
going to
cleanup.
kill you. And Johnny runs back to the car. He jumps in as Mark and Barney start it up and drive away.
A lot of great things this movie is. I wonder if this is like the first piss play, like the first microwave kill.
Who knows?
There is so much great stuff. Microwave kills and piss play, my kind of movie.
Yeah. It's
next-
it's a very complex band name coming to Milwaukee this summer. Microwave kills and piss play. The duet we never deserved.
Microwave kills and piss play are fucking going on tour together?
Together at last? Holy shit.
Piss play.
We are piss play.
Behind the
And we
music.
are microwave kills. Holy hell.
We lost our singer when we first formed piss play.
Yeah.
So next up, why don't we tell them about Connie and Tina?
We meet Tina and Connie. They're also driving to the house. They're lost. So they pull over in Connie's Jeep, check the map, and then the Jeep won't start again.
Yeah.
So while they're talking a little bit about the boys and Tina talking about which boy she likes more, does she like Barney? She just broke up with Johnny 6 months ago. Does she like Mark? Whatever. Connie is Jerry's girlfriend. Jerry's the one who's already dead and got his heart cut out.
Yes, she's like the American, just so you people
She's
know.
all-American.
All-American, really.
Yeah, like the every man, but every girl, sort of every woman
there you
sort
go.
of thing.
Yeah, I'm every
Yeah.
woman. Yes.
Yeah, she's the plain Jane, like easygoing, even keel, final girl. Let's just say it now. Connie can't get the car started, and Tina does the old just bangs on the dashboard and it
Fonz.
starts right up. And that's what she says. Oh, I did it like what Fonzie does in the show in Happy Days.
Milwaukee.
He hits the jukebox. Yay, Milwaukee.
Yeah, and but was just so you know, like I don't know if people remember Three's Company, but the typical blonde. She reminded me of Chrissy from Three's Company.
A little
like,
bit. Little Suzanne Summers.
Yeah, she's definitely like boobs and stuff, and
She's got a leotard on. And,
yeah, she's just like I can't wait to get to the boys. I love
boys.
I love boys and
Yeah.
and wearing leg warmers.
Very stereotypical.
Cocaine.
She's studying to be a nurse. Do we need to talk what each medical student is studying to be?
Well, but
Doesn't really matter.
Some of it might come up.
Yeah.
And finally, so we have our three hunks. Well, Barney,
Two hunks.
and Barney.
Yeah.
And then we just
Connie
met
and
Connie and Tina, and now we're gonna meet our last
Our stereotypical rich couple.
preppy rich yuppie,
Yup.
Betty and Sammy. And
Right.
again, they make up the last of our group heading to this house. And what we're finding out is that Jerry is asking all of his friends who he considers close to him to come help him get this house together. Bring it back to life, if you will, Andy, because he wants to fix it up because Jerry wants to become a pediatrician.
Mm-hmm.
And but this house has a history. I know you gave a little away in the Cliff Kill notes, but so we're going to learn more of this house. You know, he didn't really want to give out the information because he thought he might scare some of his friends away.
Right. He just, as far as they know, he has invited them there to just fix up a house that he might buy.
Yeah.
But Sammy knows the story, and he talked to Betty about it a little bit. And so, because Betty wanted to know, why are we missing a weekend in Palm Springs with your family to do this dumb thing? And he's like, hey, it's a nice house. It has a pool. We'll have a fun time.
Yeah.
Take the Mercedes and we'll go up there, So
Yeah, and we can wear
the
matching outfits.
stereotype, though, dude. Yeah, they have, like, the sweaters tied around their necks.
Yeah, and ties and
the
those skinny
hats,
ties.
fancy hats. Yeah, I mean, they're like fit like from Central Casting preppy. Like, let's get stereotypical
That's
preppy
what I mean.
looking.
Like, I'm surprised they weren't like, let's go fucking watch Max Headroom. Or
it's
like,
so on the nose.
yeah, it's kind of nuts. But we get back to the basement. Back in the basement, the delivery boy is tied up.
Yeah.
I found out they added this scene later because the investors in this movie thought there wasn't enough kills, so this was afterwards. And I love this. This guy is
Pauly
tied
Shore,
up.
yeah.
Yeah, Pauly Shore. Like, wait, dude, I'm not into S&M. This is not cool, dude. We get an evil laugh, and a drill bit that seems to be powered by a hamster wheel. Andy, this thing is barely turning.
Yeah,
like, this
drills
thing is
go
like,
fast.
Like, yeah, it feels like it's like
Yeah.
it's just barely turning.
moving. Right.
Like, I feel like if you would have stabbed it into someone, it just would have stopped moving.
Depending
chip-
how sharp it is, but yeah.
Well, I mean, you just stabbed it, but this thing's supposed to have the power of momentum.
Would have been really painful.
And so, I mean, I guess the hamster was getting tired, but right before he dies, he just says, "I don't think this is cool."
This isn't cool, man. I'm not into S&M, dude. And the killer laughs like it's like the Joker, like I read out of Batman.
The director is actually credited
As the laugh?
as the evil laugh.
Oh, our Dominic Brassia doing the laugh.
There you go.
So that's cool. So Delivery
boys-
Boy's dead.
Yeah, delivery boy's dead. The boys are the first ones to make it to the house. Remember Barney, our horror nerd,
Yep.
Mark, our Dolph Lundgren, and Johnny, our New Jersey hunk. They hear sounds coming from a closet. They go to investigate, because they're like, "Hey, what's that sound?"
Is that
Because
Jerry?
Yeah. And they open the door, and there's nothing there, but Mr. Burns appears, the real estate agent, and
Smithers.
yeah, that was good.
Smithers.
And
Release
so
the
they
hounds.
just kind of push it off as
Yeah.
Voices coming
What was
from the
that?
vents.
Yeah,
Well, who else is here?
Roger Burns is like, oh, it's just noises, the house settling. You know what it is. Barney dwells on it a little longer than what you'd see in most horror movies.
Yeah.
Barney's just like, that's not normal. We heard voices and they were telling us
There
to
you
go
go.
away. What was it? And Mr. Burns is just like, it's nothing. I don't know. And then there's a horn honk outside. He's like, that's my wife in the car. So you maybe heard her. I gotta go. So
She hates the house, and is rushing him to get the hell. Let's go. This house gives me the fucking creeps.
yeah,
And as Mr. Burns is getting ready to leave, Connie and Tina pull up,
yeah.
and this is just it's a little talk, nothing really big.
Nothing
meet
big.
my wife. Connie and Tina arrive, but the whole premises of the rest of the movie is, where's Jerry?
We can't find Jerry.
That would be a great 80s sitcom too. Where's
Jerry? Yeah, like you're familiar with the stage play Waiting for Godot?
No.
Oh, well, it's a pretty popular and important historical play, Waiting for Godot. I think it's supposed to be a metaphor, like waiting for God, but it reminded me of that because, like, this whole time they're just like waiting for Jerry.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
he went back to the town. Maybe he went back to school. Problems that will be solved with a cell phone.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they cannot find Jerry. They don't know where he is. His
Well,
car's still there, but maybe he went for a walk. We don't know where he is.
Much like people that worship politicians, they make up excuses for him. Like, oh, he's probably fucking. He went to go for a walk. Oh, he's going to get supplies. A note
Yeah.
on the door. Hey, dudes, went to fucking go
what
get
I
a
would do.
pizza.
Yeah.
I mean, exactly.
If I was leaving and I knew my friends might show up, I would probably leave a note.
Especially if there's no cell phones. We did that all
Right.
the time. I remember
Right.
leaving notes all the time. Yo, came by, couldn't see you.
I'll be back soon.
Yeah.
Make yourselves at home.
Yes.
Whatever. But Jerry didn't do any of that because Jerry was murdered.
So it's where's Jerry?
Donde está Jerry?
Barney is either paranoid about the house or thinking about boobs, and
a little bit of both.
Yeah, he really does, and he always references Friday the 13th, which I think is fun. I mean, there's a lot of little Easter eggs that point back to. What's the Freddie? That was the name of one of the cops that we meet, like the deputy, whatever. Freddie, so it's just there definitely is a love for the genre, and that's why I hate to see Stephen Bio just kind of tweet horrible things on his Twitter account with 6 followers.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
I would follow him.
I'd
follow him to hell.
You got to keep track of people like that, though.
His hair looks like Gene Simmons now.
It does.
He didn't age well. Not Gene Simmons, Stephen Baio.
Oh, okay. Gene Simmons still looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's
think so.
another. Is he a MAGA? I don't know. I'm just kidding. I don't want to give Gene Simmons a bad name.
He's a good Jewish boy. I don't
Yeah.
know if Jewish.
I don't
maybe,
know either.
I don't know. If you're
Email us, slash
Yeah,
you
email us,
podcast at
/you, let us know what
gmail.com. What are Gene Simmons' political views? We want to know. We want to know here. We're too lazy to look it up.
actually let's just get him on.
Gene, come on. Tell us about Kiss.
As the girls are packing in, I thought this was a cool shot, Andy.
yeah.
As the preps Betty and Sammy pull up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool shot. Like the camera's in the back.
In the back of the car.
Yeah, and they're pulling up, and it's good continuity. The girls,
Everybody's waving and
Yeah, they're packing in.
They're all showing
so that's
up.
a cool shot. So the whole gang is at the house, Andy, except for Jerry.
Barney has been talking about getting the girls naked later. He does make an offhand comment. Why does the kitchen look so modern?
Yeah, why is that?
Because there was a fire. We'll talk about that.
Oh yeah, that is a good point.
Yeah, but that's and then Barney notices the heart in a bowl, and he's just like, "Look how fresh this heart is.
It's Jerry's heart.
I'm gonna cook this for dinner." He assumes that Jerry bought it because Jerry is, a high-end chef.
But what he's saying, I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator and wait for Jerry to get back because
Awfully
Barney's not
weird.
yeah.
Yeah, Barney's gonna do his best
Yeah.
impression of Jerry as far as cooking goes. So Barney just is like, "Look how fresh this heart
What a
is."
horrible
He
fucking
decides he's
weekend.
gonna cook it for dinner.
Like if you invited me to go help you and Cheryl update a house and cook me fucking monkey heart and
Yeah,
maybe a pool, I guess I'd be excited about that.
right. But otherwise,
God, you're a dick friend.
sounds like a terrible. Hey, Nick, take a bite of this human heart. I know you're vegetarian, but you'll like it.
It's I don't know if they think that it's human yet, but
No, they don't. Barney hits on Connie. She's like, you got to come with me because Jerry's gay. You know, he does that. They're just joking around. Typical friend stuff. Connie's just like, if for some reason I'm not going to marry... Yeah, they're engaged.
Yeah, they're
She's
engaged.
like, you're next up, Barney, if I don't get married to Jerry.
Yeah, it's again, like, great point, Mr. Deimos. They're joking around. They're obviously all close friends. For Jerry and Connie, their dream is to make this house a place for children.
Yeah. Connie even does the sappy, like, you guys are so special for being here. We really appreciate your friendship.
Let's all sit in a prayer circle.
Yeah, I love you guys for being here. You're
even worse.
Great friends with Jerry, and we're so happy. And of course, they laugh, like, cut it with the mushy stuff, you know. So
yeah.
A little bit later, there's still no Jerry, but everyone is unpacked and they're changed.
But yeah, he's gone to get supplies.
Yeah. So cue the cleaning montage.
The scene is great. It's the same song that I played, and Andy, God,
it's a montage, Nick.
But it's it's one of the, it's definitely cheesy, but it's so bad that it's fucking great.
It's great. Yeah,
it's
exactly what you'd
like
imagine.
One of those things. Like, I don't know if it's something like something that smells so bad, like my fingers right now, that smells good.
I can't stop smelling them.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where, like, this is so it's
like a train wreck.
Yeah,
you just can't look away.
They're dancing.
Yep.
And they're just lightly wiping down. Like Jody pointed out that Stephen Bayo, Johnny, is dusting cloth. Like, there's cloth over furniture.
Yeah.
So he's dusting the cloth.
Dusting that.
Doesn't pull the cloth off the furniture and then does
Well, he's a dude. Dudes don't know how to clean. We all know this.
They're moonwalking. Yeah. They're shaking their butts.
According to my wife, men don't know how to clean. She's always cleaning up after me. You're a guy. You don't notice the dirt. And I'm just like, true.
I'm not allowed to do floors.
Fact.
But a lot of sexual energy, though, in this.
A lot. There's a lot of tight shots of different butts while they're cleaning. Every butt.
Oh.
All the butts. Why'd you sniff like that?
Because I just love smelling shit.
Oh my God.
As the montage ends, there's a jam box. Like, what's on the jam box? Like, what is it?
While they're cleaning, Mark finds like a cassette tape in a plastic bag in the fireplace. And he's like, what is this? And he stops the music on the boombox and he goes to put the tape in just as Barney's like, hey, Jerry's car was outside. Now it's gone.
Yeah, that's...
And Mark hits play, and they all go outside to go check out where did Jerry's car go. And he leaves the boombox. Where did car go?
Yeah.
And he leaves the boombox on the couch, and it starts playing. The tape starts playing, and it says something like, go away, the children are dead. My God.
Blood.
And it's all distorted, like, because
it feels like it's warped.
The cassette tape is a little, for those of you who are maybe too young to know that cassette tapes were a form of miniature reel-to-reel magnetic tape. Reel-to-reel was before cassette.
You explained that very well.
Well,
I wouldn't know how to do it.
It's a physical, like, plastic-ish medium that could get damaged, and this one is slightly damaged because it's all distorted. You put a pencil in the holes to wind it when you wanted.
Yeah, and if you wanted to record over a store-bought one, you had to put tape over the thing so you could play record.
You had to seal that little hole gap or whatever.
Let's quit going down a memory lane of fucking 80s.
Yeah. So the tape has a weird distorted voice on it, but none of them heard it. They hit play and walked away. Meanwhile, they ponder why Jerry's car is gone, and they one by one just go back inside.
Yeah, and everyone settles down. They realize they don't give a fuck about Jerry, and it's time for Mark to put his moves on Tina.
Yeah.
And then Connie decides to go back, put on the jam boombox, put on that same song. God, I can't believe they're not sick of it. Well, it's like me in the movie Good Burger. I'm not sick of watching that.
Just going to keep watching.
Yeah, just going to keep listening. And she reads a book, and back up in the bedroom, Mark is trying to get with Johnny's ex-girlfriend. Bro code. Johnny, ex-girlfriend, is Tina.
From 6 months ago.
Well, yeah, but I mean, still, I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. But Mark's philosophy is any girl's up for grabs as long as she's not married.
Yep,
because he does mention it later. He's like, hey, no one's attached to anyone until there's a ring on it, you know? Yep. Great mislead, too. Before they come into the bedroom, there's somebody under the mattress, like, stabbing through the hole in the mattress from underneath.
Yes.
With a knife. And you're like, holy shit, is this the killer? Stabs through with a knife and then pulls his arm back down as they come into the room.
Giving you that impression that once someone lays down, like, there's going to be room for it.
I was ready for it. I'm like,
too.
Shit, somebody's going to get stabbed through the mattress. This is going to be great.
So Tina does a little show for him. We get to see boobs.
I loved the dialogue.
And
like,
then,
ooh, Mark, the rumors were true.
did
Pulling
you
off his
see
pants. Yeah.
No, is he a bush doctor?
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude, he's a hairy motherfucker, dude.
His treasure trail leading down to his underwear was
Seriously, rainforests are jealous. I mean, I thought I was gonna look through and see someone coming out going ungawa, ungawa, umbebe.
They're gonna need that machete.
Oh shit! Seriously, man. I mean,
In the 80s, man, you
in
didn't
fact,
shave.
even that guy was 8 inches. It looks like he's gonna be holding like an inch coming out of there.
Well,
like a turtle coming out of that.
I mean,
fucking
I think
jungle.
it just proves how big he is because Tina says like, "Wow, the stories were true." Like even despite the pubic
Maybe
hair,
she was talking about his pubic hairs.
the stories were true.
Your pubic hairs are fucking. You're fucking hairier than fuck. The stories are true. Okay, I can go off on this.
They're
for
cutting
like,
down the Amazon. They need to come over here with the chainsaws. Cut this down.
I've heard about saving the rainforest, Mark, but this is
We
ridiculous.
Are disgusting. So
Yes.
Mark and Tina start to get
go
busy.
ahead, finish this one up.
They're making out on the bed. First, Tina's on top of Mark, kissing and making out. They roll over so that Mark's on top, naked. We see a little bit of bare man butt.
Man butt. That's a
then
good looking man butt too.
A music sting as an arm comes through the hole in the bed and grabs Mark's back. So Mark doesn't notice there's 3 hands on him. Tina's 2 hands and a third that inches down and starts grabbing and squeezing his ass.
She's like,
And they're making out, and he's just like, "Oh, where'd you learn that?" And she's like, "What are you talking about?" He's
where
like,
did you learn that? Grabbing my ass?
Yeah, where you like playing with my butt? And she's like, "I'm not touching your butt." And then it's Barney under the bed, and he does the Jason Voorhees.
Yeah.
And they jump up, and it's Barney pranking him.
This is my thing, Andy.
No kills.
Yeah. It was just a prank. We get to
Yeah.
find out that Barney is a prankster as much as he loves horror movies, and that's the prank of his horror thing. But this is my thing. When Mark is getting with Tina, he keeps talking about Johnny. Like, he can't stop. He's like, Johnny doesn't know. Johnny doesn't know. Like
Scotty doesn't know.
Yeah,
like
but
the song.
he doesn't know like how to. I think Mark and Johnny have a thing for each other, and I think they had a relationship.
Maybe Mark likes Johnny. Maybe it doesn't go the other way, though.
No, I think they both did. And back at their
Oh.
school, they would sit in their dorm rooms quietly, like fondling each other while studying
Jesus.
and listening to the music of Bananarama.
This all, or Wham, this all
Yes. Oh, Wham's even better.
came into your head.
Careless whispers while getting hand jobs.
Was that out in 86?
Yes.
Okay, so
Butt play.
Mark, the rest of the gang runs in because Tina screamed, and of course they're a little embarrassed. And Barney runs out to make dinner. Johnny just gives Mark and Tina, a stern look. He's like, "Here, I found this bottle of wine. Whatever."
I mean, I think he's like kind of like, dude. I mean, I know that we're broken up, but come on. Now.
Yeah. Well, later Barney brings out dinner for everybody, and he calls it breaded calf's heart, like a calf, like a
But
cow.
it's breaded fucking Jerry. heart.
Totally Jerry's heart. They just don't know it. And they all start to eat, talking about Jerry's high-end cooking. One time Jerry made me monkey brains.
Yes, that's right.
One time Jerry did this, that, the other thing. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good. But go ahead. I'm sorry
Well-
because I have to bring something up.
I mean, there's not much to it. There's almost a fight. Sammy, the obnoxious guy, announces he's getting an internship at the same hospital as Jerry and Connie, and Mark and Johnny aren't happy. It's,
it's-
those people with money always get what they want, and Sammy does it's America, love it or leave it, and they almost fight. Connie calms everybody down, and Mark asks for more potatoes.
There we go.
But Barney's like, I didn't make any potatoes. These are Rocky Mountain oysters.
He's like, I love him.
And yeah, Mark's like, I love them.
Even more.
Even more. No, they whisper to Mark what
me some
Rocky
more.
Mountain oysters are.
Yeah, the buffalo or
Bull
nuts.
testicles. And Mark spits them out.
But he just said that he loved the monkey brains that fucking Spice Boy cooked for him.
Well,
I guess monkey brains
yeah.
are different than bull nut or cow
Mark-
nuts. Bull nuts.
Mark likes nuts in his mouth.
Yes.
That further feeds into your theory about
Mark
him
does
and
not. He does
Oh.
not like nuts in his
he
mouth.
does, but when he found out about it,
Oh yeah.
spit them out.
He didn't want people to know.
Maybe he's pretending. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
ooh,
in
yeah, I
the
hate
closet.
nuts in my mouth.
Yeah, you're right. It's the 80s, man.
Yeah, you
it wasn't
could.
his,
Yeah, it was not.
It wasn't his mainstream. Yeah, so.
I bet eventually. Yeah.
Mark's a urologist too.
Yes.
He's studying to be a urologist. He
Yeah,
wants
he
to.
wants to look at.
He wants to look at wieners and
Wieners.
and that have pee problems.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. He's not a gynecologist. He's a urologist.
Bull nuts and gynecology.
This
Welcome to
is
SlashU.
going to be one of our best episodes.
This is just a cop stops by asking if they've seen the delivery boy.
Chief Cash.
Chief Cash, we got to find him, help us out. If you see anything, let us know what you're doing. And this is when Connie feels it's a great opportunity to tell the gang the real story about the house.
Yeah.
Let's get in depth about it. But first, there are dishes to be done. I know you motherfuckers came up here to help me put this house together, but get those fucking dishes done too, you fucks.
Clean up. Sit down and I'll tell you the story.
Just ate Jerry's heart. Let's get to fucking work. So
Meanwhile, the chief goes back to his car.
Yeah, this is a quick scene for me.
Well, because the chief's got a guy working for him there named Freddie. Who is just keeping an eye on the place. And he radios to Freddie, like, if you see anything or you spot the caretaker that Roger Burns fired, you tell me. And Freddie's like, yeah, Chief, no problem. I just got one question for you. Who's in the back seat of your car? And the chief's like, there's no one in my car. I'm all by myself. And Freddie's like, no, I can see him from here. And boom, the chief's dead. You hear the chief go on the radio, and Freddie goes to investigate. Also gets killed. He's like, the rumors are true. Oh no! And Freddie's dead.
Freddie's dead.
So there's 2 more deaths.
And we're back inside the house.
Yeah.
Sammy and Betty are upstairs. There's no hot water, so Sammy's getting forceful. Betty's getting turned on. He's like, I'm gonna call Mr. Burns. And why would the realtor be the one who fixed the fucking heater? I don't know if he would do. Okay, well, I'll just call a plumber.
Right.
But
it's 10 at night, though. That was taboo back then. What time? You don't call somebody after 10 p.m.
Yeah.
But Sammy's like, you got to demand things from these people. That's what my dad says.
Yeah, Mr. Burns is at trying to please his wife orally. And he comes back up and he's like begging. And I realized when Sadie, his wife, said this, my first husband didn't beg. And right there, Andy, I went, whoa, hold on. My first husband.
She's been married before.
So it's just a quick scene. Well, gotta fix this water. When I come back, I'm gonna take what's mine. I'm a man, damn it. You know, I pay my taxes.
Yeah. I've paid my taxes.
Yeah.
I should be able to touch your boobs.
Yeah, I can do whatever I want.
That's how that works.
So
Connie tells the gang the whole story.
the whole story.
Yeah, it's a dark story.
Yeah, it's about they hire this is a place where kids are taken care of. It's a foster home.
Yeah.
For kids. They hire an 18-year-old college kid to come help out.
Named Martin.
Everything's going fine, but the kids accuse him of some inappropriate touching.
3 kids accused Martin of molesting them. Apparently he was cruel to them. That's what they said. And 3 of them accused Martin of molesting him. But what happened was Martin was actually innocent.
He was innocent.
And the kids had lied.
But before his innocence could be proven,
his father hung himself out of grief. And then a week later, Martin came back to the foster home and cut the throats of all the kids, started a fire, and then killed himself.
It's a good backstory.
But his body was never found.
That's a pretty dark. It is a dark story.
Thus, I think why the kitchen looks newer. He probably started a fire in the kitchen, and they probably remodeled it. So when Barney's like, why does the kitchen look so modern?
Yeah, because the
fire obviously didn't burn down the house.
That was my question, because when the first watch, I was like, man, I mean, this fire must not have been big. Must have just done some internal damage, but the structure of the house still
You get like these one-off lines that explain it. Yeah. Barney's like, why does the kitchen look so modern? The fire, probably they remodeled the kitchen, but they never found Martin's body, and thus the rumors that maybe he's still out there somewhere.
10 years ago this happened. So
only 10 years ago.
10 years ago. So needless to say, Barney is freaking out because of his Fangoria rattled mind.
Oh yeah, he
where's Jerry? Where's delivery kit?
Right.
Or where's the delivery kid? Where's everything? So as they're telling the story, evil laughter is permeating from outside the windows because someone is watching them.
Yeah, and Roger is riding up there to the William Tell Overture in his car.
Yeah.
He's going to turn on the hot water.
Yeah, he's trying to just suck himself up, maybe get himself a boner from going back to Sadie.
So we have Sammy and Betty getting into some S&M. Light S&M.
I would say light S&M.
I said handcuff stuff.
Yeah, I mean light. It's definitely, it's like S&M.
He has her handcuffed.
Diet S&M. Yeah.
Diet S&M. Sugar-free.
Sugar-free S&M.
Yeah, he has her handcuffed.
He's got a collar on.
It's not quite sugar-free because he wants to use whipped cream, and the whipped cream bottle is empty.
This is what I learned. This movie taught me that you can keep whipped cream in a pantry and not in a refrigerator.
Yeah, maybe back then. I don't know. I think today you need to refrigerate it.
I don't know.
Well,
he just went and grabbed a can, and it was... this is just like he's leaves her bound and gagged upstairs.
Yeah.
You stay here while I put on this robe and go downstairs and go get some whipped cream.
He's got a studded collar on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Barney tries to get Sammy to take me into town, and
he's like,
no way.
He's like, leave it alone, because while Sammy's getting some whipped cream, the killer walks into the bedroom where Betty is tied up and gagged. What is her? Okay, like I'm gagged right now. Right?
Yeah. Right. It's in your mouth.
Ah, help! I need help.
She didn't do that.
She's like,
yeah.
I thought she was like getting turned on.
Well,
it sounded like pleasurable moans to me.
She's not great at yelling in for help.
But yeah, because he is out of the room, the killer then makes his way,
sneaks
his way
like into the closet, into the room somewhere.
Yeah.
Did you like when Barney was trying to convince Sammy to take him back to town? Sammy's not having it, and Barney's just like, wait, what are you and Betty doing? You guys can't have sex. Everybody knows that when you go have sex in a horror movie, you're going to get killed.
Jamie Kennedy.
He was Jamie Kennedy before Jamie Kennedy.
Yeah, I know.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that Barney was hipster.
Barney knows all the tropes, man.
I know. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a really fun. It was a really fun addition to add that Fangoria element to from the very beginning. So Sammy takes back off to the bedroom, and this is when Mark, because Mark's trying to get with Johnny's ex-girlfriend. So Mark tells Johnny that, Jerry's not here. Connie's into you. All you got to do is rub your body, and chicks dig it. When we go swimming later tonight, rub your body because it turns, rub your chest.
Connie will get real turned on.
Yeah, she'll get wet.
Mark is kind of a jerk.
Yeah, Mark is a jerk. That's what I think Jody, she was like, this guy's a fucking cock.
Sammy gets back to Betty, and she's freaking out because she knows the killer's somewhere in the room. But she's really bad at expressing that with the gag in her mouth. And of course, he just thinks that she's acting scared.
Yeah, she thinks he's turned on or something because it's not.
But that was supposed to be the whole role play. Like he even said, like, you're the slave and I'm the master, and I'm gonna spank you, and blah blah blah. And Betty's like doing what Sammy wants, So he's turned on by it, and
students, watch the movie and tell me what you think. I think it's kind of I think you could tell the difference between I'm turned on to holy shit, dude, there's someone with a machete above your head.
Well, the killer steps out behind Sammy and whacks him with a knife, but we don't see the actual hit. Instead, the camera is on Betty's face, and blood just
it's a good
splatters on her face.
I was stoked on that.
We don't see Betty die, but we know she gets killed, right?
Yes.
So both of them, Sammy and Betty, are now dead.
Yeah. This is when Connie and Tina, as this is going on, Connie and Tina are hanging out in the nursery. They're kind of wiping down.
Fucking dark, man.
Yeah, this is a weird scene where Connie is looking forward to spending her life with Jerry, spending some time in this home they're converting, and this is where things get weird.
Yeah.
I mean, did you notice that too? Because when Tina goes, I can't believe you're into this stuff and kids and stuff. When Marty, she goes, it's Martin.
Martin. Yeah, Connie's fascinated with the story of Martin and how he killed all these kids, and talks about how this room had the babies. There was what'd she say? Six, 4 girls and 2 boys. Yep. They had the girls in pink blankets and the boys in blue blankets. And when Martin came back, he started with the older kids. He tied them down first and he killed them. And then he came in here and he slit the babies' throats. They think that he held them up and let them drain onto the floor. She goes into graphic detail about killing babies.
Yeah, but she seems to be staring off into space. This is when I'm like
she likes it.
Yeah, and she's, like you said, very infatuated with the story. Very, almost seems stoked on it.
Weird.
But Tina smartly, very astutely changes the subject, and they start talking about boys. Mm-hmm. And that's where they decide to go listen and put on that same great song, Time to Go to Work.
I'm overworked. Roger Burns shows up to turn on the hot water, and Barney lets him in, but begs a ride back to town. When you're done, can you just give me a ride back to town? And Roger's like, sure, no problem. And that's when Mark tells Connie, they were about to go swimming. Mark kind of says to Connie, hey,
he up to her,
you're studying to be a dermatologist, right? Yeah. Johnny's got a rash. You should help him out.
Yeah.
If you happen to see him rub himself, you should help him out. And Connie's like, yeah, no problem. He's a good friend. I'll help him out. Sure.
Mark is a dick.
Mark is a douchebag.
This is because that's when I got it. Oh, he's going to be rubbing himself. She's like, oh, something's wrong with him.
Yep.
Mr. Byrne goes downstairs to address the water heater, and he looks over his shoulder, and he addresses someone, and he knows them.
He's like, oh, it's you. What are you doing here?
What are you doing here? Right then I knew who it was.
And then
he's like...
He gets stabbed.
Yeah, he's gutted to death quickly.
So Roger's dead.
Yeah, so this is when Johnny makes his move. We cut back to the
swimming pool.
And Johnny approaches Connie and he starts rubbing his body.
Connie.
Yeah, rubbing his chest. And so she thinks it's a rash. So she's like, I got what you need upstairs.
I got something that'll help.
Yeah.
Let's come to my room.
Yeah, so
it's playing out perfectly. Johnny's like, fuck yeah. And Connie's just like, yeah, I got some ointment.
Yeah.
Leaving Mark and Tina by the pool by themselves.
Yeah, and so this is when we cut back to Barney, who's in the living room waiting for Mr. Burns to finish, he's really anxious to get out of the house, and he again discovers that same tape, Andy, and puts it in the jam box, boom box.
Yep.
And we hear the voices of the children are dead.
I feel their warm blood on my body.
Yeah, it's really fucking weird, and so he runs off to find Mr. Burns so he can leave. I mean, Barney is ready to get out of the house.
Yeah.
And I really don't get much with Mark and Tina.
This was stupid. It was Mark just doing a playing Tina, like giving her a line to try to get her in bed.
Still trying to get her bed. Barney finally makes it to the basement, and as he runs downstairs, the killer runs by him, runs upstairs, and locks him in the basement.
Oh, I didn't notice the killer ran past him. Oh, I totally missed that.
Killer runs upstairs.
I thought the door just swung shut and was stuck.
Killer runs by him.
Fucking A, Barney.
And I don't understand why the killer doesn't.
Left Barney alone?
Yeah, I don't know why Barney isn't meat.
I don't know either. But he's stuck in the basement. He screams and nobody can hear him.
Yeah, but back in the room with
Johnny and Connie.
Yeah.
He totally embarrasses himself.
Yeah, it's real quick.
Tries to kiss her, and she's like, "What are you
dude,
doing?
We're best friends,
we're homies.
Yeah, we're not gonna do it." So he feels like an ass.
Yeah, she's like, "Don't worry about it. It's fine."
He apologizes. They kiss and make up, but we finally get Mark and Tina in the bedroom.
And Mark has told Tina, since you're studying to be a nurse, have you ever heard of blue balls? You gotta, like, we started up earlier. Barney interrupted us. We gotta finish because I'm in pain. Mark's doing, I'm in pain, and he like grabs her hand, like, touch me down here. You could feel, idiot. She's buying it, hook, line, and sinker.
So they go up to the bedroom.
But Tina says, before we do anything, you got to check the room. I don't want Barney to prank us again. He checks behind the curtains. He checks under the bed. He goes over to the closet and he opens it up and he's just like, and there's no one in the closet, but the killer's there with an axe and axes Mark in the head. And that is my Dick Kill Shot of the Week. Dick Kill Shot of the Week.
Dick Shot Kill of the Week.
Dick Shot Kill of the Week. But Tina thinks it's a prank again.
Yes!
And she's like, oh, okay, haha, you guys, come on, kill me. Okay, go ahead, kill me. Oh, grab my neck. Go. Oh, I'm dead. Okay, all right, enough. But the killer starts to actually strangle her, and she starts to realize this is real, and the killer breaks her neck. So Tina's dead, too, just like that.
I thought that was interesting because it's like a very elaborate prank to get that blood in there, so...
Yep.
I thought that was good. No scream, no joke. They're all dead. So after Johnny feels like fucking a cock, smacked for fucking trying to hook up with Connie.
Yeah.
He walks off to bed and he's met by the killer who has a sledgehammer and knocks him in the face.
Like a little hand, like mallet thing. Yeah.
Drags Barney off.
Johnny,
yeah. Drags Johnny off to the kitchen.
Yep.
And Barney's kind of hearing this. He's kind of just sitting on the basement step listening. As Johnny and the killer arrive at the kitchen, the killer ties Johnny up, puts his head in an open microwave.
On the floor.
Yeah. Turns the microwave on, and mind you, Andy, his hands are just tied behind his back, maybe his ankles, and he could, but I was like, scoot out,
He could just scooch out. Yeah, he's not tied to the floor.
And he's not knocked. He's coming back, too. He's like, wait, where am I?
Yeah.
What's going on?
And he's like, you're Martin. You're Martin. Oh, my God.
Yeah, and so...
Barney's in the basement hearing all of this. Yeah.
It's crazy. And so the microwave is now officially like going on and moving and ticking and ticking and ticking. And it's just like a culmination of the time, of the heat, of the smoke. And finally, Johnny's head explodes. And that is my Dick Kill. Shot of the week. Shot of the week.
Kill of the week. Dick Shot Kill of the week.
Dick Shot Kill of the week. How does a microwave work open? I know you said that maybe he did a special wiring.
Johnny even said that to him. He's like, it's not going to work. The door's open.
Yeah.
I think the killer just rigged it.
And I mean,
so what?
And this like set the standard for microwave kills that preceded this movie. I mean, there are other microwave kills that we have seen in this.
Some.
So
we saw a whole movie about it called Microwave Massacre.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, real quick, did you get what Johnny was saying when he was in the microwave? He's like, I'm a little boy.
I think his brain was getting scrambled, and he just started losing it. That's what I took.
SlashU, Professor Deimos.
Well, that was my impression anyway. He just like, I'm young again. I'm a little boy. I think he was just starting to. It was cooking his brain.
Yeah,
His microwaves cook from the inside out.
It's like people that lick the bellies of fucking frogs. Like if people find out that you can get high by sticking your head in a microwave, people would do it.
It's all over, man. Yeah. They totally would.
Like I mean, if he's starting to see shit,
Yeah.
like hallucinate that he's a little kid,
Right.
good for him. So
Meanwhile,
yes.
you could just take mushrooms.
Yeah. Anyway,
Don't put your head in the microwave, kids.
Now it's just Connie, and I the second watch I totally fast forward this.
She
walks
must have
around
heard
for-
some noise. Yeah.
She walks around for what seems like an eternity, but this is pretty much the discovery scene. We don't
Yeah.
really see the body. She's just discovering trails of blood throughout the house, but she finally makes it to the basement, Andy.
Blood in Marcantina's room. She calls the police.
Yeah.
She grabs a gun. Somehow there was a gun. There was
In her
no
purse.
mention of a gun up until this
I
point.
thought it was in her purse.
She has a pretty big revolver.
Yeah, like fucking
So-
Dirty Harry shot.
She had like it's a 45 or something. She finds Sammy and Betty dead, starts screaming for anyone, finds Johnny's blood on the kitchen floor, goes to the basement. She finds, I guess, Jerry's body down there, and I think maybe Johnny and Betty's body, a couple bodies, and the killer's suddenly there. There's a standoff. She's like, she calls him Martin. She's like, no,
saw the boobs.
You killed them all, you bastard. She shoots the killer. She shoots
Yeah.
Martin, in quotes, because there's blood spatter on the wall behind the killer. So this killer's been shot, but that doesn't stop him. Knocks the gun away from Connie. Connie keeps calling him Martin. Killer finally says, I'm not Martin. It's a woman's voice. Takes off the mask. It's
Sadie.
Sadie, Mr. Burns' wife.
Yeah.
Those children lied. They deserve to die. He was a good boy. It's Martin's mom. It's
Yeah.
Mrs. Burns.
That would have been Martin would have been Mr. Burns's stepson.
Exactly.
But, he's no longer there. Her first husband killed himself. Obviously, hung himself. So
She says, that worm of a husband of mine is trying to sell this place. It should be a shrine to my son.
yep. So
A temple to my son.
Yeah. So before she can lay into Connie and kill her, Barney is kind of like sneaking up behind Sadie and finds
gun.
the gun that fell on the floor and shoots her, killing her.
He was hiding there the whole time.
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
she is dead. And so
They run out.
They
Mrs.
run out.
Burns kind of wakes up laughing a little bit, but then
falls back.
falls back. She's dead.
2 weeks later.
It's 2 weeks later, we learn, because the radio is playing.
Yep.
Connie's taking a shower, listening to the radio. There's some shock jocks making fun of the murders. It's
Yeah.
been 2 weeks since the massacre at the old foster home.
Boobs.
Yeah, it was Dwayne and the Nutsack.
Yeah,
was
Dwayne and the Nutsack.
The morning show doing their making fun of
Hey, it's winning the nutsack.
yeah, I
Remember
heard
those
one
kids?
Of the, I heard
what
one of
are
them
those-
kids started eating the other ones, and
Yeah.
she turns it off. But she thinks she hears something. Maybe somebody's there. She goes to her front door. Nobody's there, and she laughs to herself like, "I'm being silly." But someone is there. Nick, it's the killer in the same mask, and she's like, "No, you're dead. I killed you." And this is another little drawn out scene, point of view, where the killer's following Connie through the house slowly and laughing.
She's like, no. She like steps back,
Pinned
like,
against the wall.
like that total typical like
Yeah.
they don't know how to run. They just
No,
walk backwards,
please.
like no, and like run into everything.
The
and
killer stabs Connie, but it's a fake knife.
Fake knife.
It's
Ha,
made
ha.
of cardboard. It's Barney.
It's Barney
He
playing
was
a joke.
Playing a joke. He was pranking her, and
What
she's
a
like,
dick joke to do. 2
"Yeah,
weeks
just
later.
2 weeks later."
Yeah.
She's like, "It's not
Anytime
funny,
later.
Barney."
Yeah.
You know, Connie goes a little crazy as Barney's laughing about his joke, and she grabs a pair of scissors. And as the scene fades to black, we hear Barney off screen, like, "What are you doing?" Getting stabbed. Connie's like laughing maniacally as she kills Barney with real scissors.
Roll credits.
Roll credits.
That was fucking rad.
So Barney died.
Yes,
I definitely counted him.
I would definitely count it too.
Because she just went off the deep end from the prank, I guess, in a matter of 2
It
minutes.
was cool. So on a scale of 4, and these aren't covered in semen, I promise.
Okay.
On a scale of 4 Rubik's cubes to 10 Rubik's cubes, again, not covered in semen.
What are they
at
covered
all.
in?
They're just covered in. They're just normal Rubik's cubes.
Oh, okay.
4 Rubik's cubes to 10 Rubik's cubes. What would you give it?
Well, it's a solid 8.
I give it a solid 8 too.
Yeah. I mean, the kills, we're spoiled by some gory kills, but
It's
they're good.
86.
Yeah, they're good enough.
You got to take into the time 86. I'm
were
really,
really good.
stoked on it. I highly recommend this to go
Yeah.
check it out. Again, it's so cool finding all these movies. Jody's been helping out a lot, like finding some of these. So
The pranks, like the typical 80s
everything
hilarious
80s
tropes,
in this.
stereotypes.
You got little boobs. You got a little. You got a little. I mean, you don't really get any partying.
That's
but,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's very rarely when you get the trifecta, if you will, the perfect storm of SlashU, if you will. Hey,
The montage. It's worth the montage.
It is worth.
Yeah.
Great call.
Yeah.
Why don't we do the kill count?
All right.
I'm interested in this. I usually could follow along. But
Well, we had Jerry the beginning of the movie.
Yep.
Poor Jerry. He's mentioned for the rest of the show, but they don't ever find him. Followed by our delivery guy, the dollar store, Pauly Shore. Chief Cash, the police chief, killed in his car. And then Freddie, Chief's assistant guy, deputy guy, killed when he went to investigate. Followed by Sammy. That was no, it wasn't. It was an honorable mention, Dick Shot kill.
Yeah.
Sammy doing the S&M thing with his girlfriend Betty.
That was rad.
She got killed. And then Roger Burns, the real estate guy. Hey, what are you doing here? Stab. Followed by Mark. There's no one in the closet. That was my Dick Shot kill of the week.
Go.
And then Tina, Mark's girl that he was about to get with, got her neck broke. Then Johnny, Nick's Dick Shot kill of the week. Head in the microwave that works when it's open. Don't try it, kids. It won't work. Followed by Mrs. Burns, who was the killer the whole time. And then at the end, Barney. Barney played a prank, and it was his last. He got killed by Connie, a pair of scissors. That's 12.
That's fucking rad,
We have
dude.
a nice dozen kills here on this week's SlashU. So,
That is rad.
do you want to pause to pick, or you have one ready? 'Cause there's a lot of good ones that were recommended as a result of watching this one.
Oh, really? I've got Just Before Dawn from 1981. That might
Okay.
be good.
I think we've eyeballed that one before.
The Dorm That Dripped Blood.
Yeah, I saw one that was called Pillow Party Massacre. It's
Holy shit.
You're trying to be Slumber Party Massacre.
Well, when did they make it?
I don't remember.
I got it right here, 2023.
Oh, it
It's
was?
got a great fucking. Oh my god, it's like this. It's got a rating of-
2023.
It's got a rating of 9 out of 10.
And it's on Tubi, Plex, Roku Channel, Prime Video.
What is
Pillow Party
Let's just do
Massacre.
it. We got plenty to come back from the 80s. Let's
All right.
stay with the serial killer, but let's go. This looks horrible.
Good. Then we love it. Pillow Party Massacre from 2023, 1 hour, 27 minutes. 5 girls, 5 best friends, all haunted by their past mistakes of an April Fool's prank gone fatally wrong.
Revenge.
Meet again after 2 years for a summer week-long getaway in the woods to reconnect and reconcile. And I think it's probably going to go badly. So, Pillow Party Massacre. And you see the cover art?
Yeah, it looks
just like Slumber Party Massacre. Except there's no drill bit dick metaphor. So, Pillow Party Massacre for next week.
Oh my god, like all their things. I mean, I don't really go off IMDb nerds.
No.
But man,
The
it's
comments?
not good. No, I mean th're just like,
Yeah.
but I'm excited for
We'll
it,
have
brother.
some fun.
Yeah,
Pillow Party Massacre.
Pillow Party Massacre.
Instagram, /U_podcast. Email us, /UPodcast@gmail.com. /UPodcast.com is the website. Click on the Buy Stuff page. Click through to Amazon. Order what you're going to order anyway. It helps the show. Facebook's there as well, /UPodcast. Murder_cabin_movie.
Thank you.
Still a great account to follow. The movie's coming along
It's
nicely.
gonna be good until the movie comes out, even afterwards.
We have a couple more scenes to shoot at the end of June, and then it'll go into post-production. So that's been a very fun project. Hit up murder_cabin_movie for some swag if you want to order some koozies and T-shirts and help support indie film.
And I just want to mention, we'll talk about this more because we haven't been, but next we have to be starting to promote Fiesta.
Horror Fiesta. We're going to Horror Fiesta in Peoria, Illinois in September of this year. That's going to be awesome.
We really do have to sit and talk about that, but we don't need to do that now.
No, but that's it, everybody. I mean, thanks for everything, and until next time, class dismissed.
Go grab a Rubik's Cube. Not covered in semen.
Not covered in semen.